So you guys asked for it, so you're gonna get it. And no, I don't mean...
Doesn't magnesium ignite if thrown in water?
Just kidding.
I was really disappointed you didn't try to actually burn one of the Work Sharp RMX knives. I mean, what clickbait? Unsubscribe.
Yeah, that guy's screen name looks really familiar. You see, the magnesium handled RMX from Work Sharp has sparked a lot of talk lately, with people wondering about whether or not the exact knife handle itself could be used as an emergency fire starter, or as a giant hazard sitting in a plumber's pocket who is soldering at 4:59 on a Friday. You see, these are the only two scenarios I could see actually happening where a magnesium handled knife would either be really good or really bad. The first is you're stuck in the middle of nowhere and just so happen to have two knives. One of them being the Work Sharp magnesium handled RMX, and the other one maybe another RMX, or another knife that will simply strike a ferro rod, or maybe you just have a lighter, which would be the dumbest thing ever because you could just use the lighter. I don't know. Could you use a magnesium handled Work Sharp RMX as an actual fire starter? Look at that. Huh. There you have it.
So yes, I did get some shavings of the RMX magnesium alloy to ignite, but only after hitting it with the ferro rod about 40 million times. I also tried it again and couldn't get the whole pile to light evenly. It just sat there and kind of sparkled. Now, how'd that compare with a pure magnesium rod? Well, that lit very easily and actually stayed lit.
So that light's way, way easier. Okay, so I'm surprised. I'm very surprised that we actually got it to light. It was way more difficult to light than the actual magnesium rod, but technically it did work, or it does work. Would I want to rely on it in an emergency situation? Absolutely not. Trust me. But I guess, technically speaking, yes, it's better than nothing. And the second is if you're, say, a plumber working at 4:59 on a Friday, just trying to get the job done, and maybe you're not paying attention. I mean, weirder things have happened. So that didn't even burn through the Cerakote on the handle. I think you're gonna have bigger problems. Do I really have to explain this? Okay, now let's try and set it on fire, actually. So it took approximately 1 minute and 20 seconds of direct propane torch to melt and light the magnesium alloyed RMX. It basically melted in half and part of it stayed lit for a couple of seconds before burning out. Now I took one of the halves that melted and again tried to light it. And again, it took another minute and a half to ignite. And this time it really lit, burning for approximately 5 minutes. And I'll tell you, maybe the commenters were partially correct, because if you do get this thing to light, it would make one heck of a fire starter. Maybe the commenters were right. You would not want that stuff catching fire in the wrong place. How long is it gonna go? Yeah, I tell you, if you do get that lit somehow, that would make one heck of a fire starter. You just need a minute and 30 seconds worth of direct propane heat in order to make that happen. So does the Work Sharp RMX make a good fire starter? Yes. But so do your pants. Unsubscribe.
I'll tell you, it's bright enough where I can't look at it. It's like a welder.
If you ever use a magnesium starter, they're pretty bad in general, and they're pure magnesium. This is an alloy of zinc, aluminum, and some other stuff to make it stronger and more corrosion resistant.
Yeah.
But even pure magnesium, it usually takes so much to get the magnesium to light that you could have lit your tinder or something else anyway in that meantime. Now, if you had nothing but wet tinder, the magnesium's going to help it go.
Yeah.
But this, because it's alloyed with so many other metals, it's not a great fire starter. But we tried it. We had to do it just to make sure.
That's the first thing I thought of. Can you use it?
It does work, but by the time you get enough heat to light the magnesium,
you've already,
if you have any even remotely dry tinder, you've already lit the tinder.
So even under the absolute best circumstances where we light the magnesium with a torch, can we get the RMX magnesium alloy to ignite and melt through a 1/8" piece of 1018 steel? The answer is yes. The magnesium alloyed handle will ignite, but despite the 5,000 plus degree burning temperature, it would take a significant amount of magnesium to bring the steel up to melting temperature of around 2,800 degrees in the open air. I even tried again using a pure magnesium rod, and it still won't get hot enough, although the heat was enough to crack the cinder block and give you a healthy dose of blinding eyeball radiation. Anyway, this was fun. Now you know. Alright, that was pretty interesting. I'll resubscribe.